I know what my boundaries are.
What is it?
You don't compliment.
Okay,
You don't
right.
hug. No kissing on the cheek. Shake hands. I think I've got them all.
Hey, Bristol friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Blissology Podcast. I am your girl, your host, CC, and I'm joined by my husband. What's going on, babe? Nice haircut. I see the hair is clean.
Thank you.
Listen, this man, when he clean up, just
clean
can't help it, okay?
Hey, everybody, this is Will, and welcome back to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. Thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time tuning into our podcast, this is a weekly podcast where we bring you inspiring, relatable, and relevant content.
That's right.
And in this podcast, we talk about
love, life, family, relationships. Y'all know what we do. And whatever else is going on, right, babe?
we don't talk about that.
Whatever else is going on.
Listen, we talk about relationship and people getting together. That's it.
Fine, whatever. Yes.
Anyway, before we get into the topic of the day today, and as always, we always like to share with you our Blissful moment. Now, that's either something that she did or I did or something that happened to us.
Listen, this week, my daughters and I, on Friday, they decided to have breakfast. They make their own stuff, okay? They got their bowl, they got their eggs. So they made their own scrambled eggs this Friday.
Okay.
Which was like, listen, it was messy. You guys know kids. And this is something that I've always liked. You know, when the girls in the kitchen get their stuff together, it's my joy to see my daughters, although they're still small. They just like, you know, mommy, should I put salt? Should I put peppers? You know, and one is getting the eggs out of the fridge. The other one is like, you know, grabbing the milk and the cheese. It was such a beautiful, of course, I had to do my part by turning on the oven for them. And it was just cute. It was really cute.
You know, these people are enjoying themselves. Well, I'm at work.
Baby, we're working. Okay.
You know, they're enjoying themselves.
We're working.
Yeah.
We're working.
You know, now that I know that they can make their own eggs. So on the weekends, I can wake up in the morning and kind of do my thing.
Well, you still need to come, or I need to turn on the stove for them.
I show them how to turn it on.
Someone needs to turn it on. Although the other day, I was in the shower and I had something on the stove, and I told my daughter to go turn off the stove for me. And
then she can turn it on, because if you can turn it off, it's just turning a knob.
I understand that, but we gotta make sure there's stuff on the stove for it to turn on.
Give them instructions.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm doing this with the kids, and sisters sometimes think that they're just kids. If you're done with your dish, I want you to take it. If it has stuff in it, empty it in the trash.
Okay.
Put it in the sink.
Okay, y'all.
And then if they're piled up in the sink, I want you to wash it.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's how I feel about this. You guys know when you have kids, life goes by so fast. As much as I can help them.
That's why you got to teach them how to wash dishes really quickly.
As much as I can baby my daughters, as long as I can baby them, I'm going to baby them.
Oh, you can baby them.
I'm going to be like, you know, my 8-year-old, hey, can you get the milk in the fridge? You want me to get it for you? I want to still be
I'm not telling you not to do that.
I want to still say that. Do you want me to do it for you?
Oh, you can do that.
By any time now you blink, they're like in college or in high school. They don't need your help no more. So therefore, I'm always going to be that mom. Baby, do you need my help? Because y'all, I'm always going to be that mom.
You can baby the girls as much as you want. Just don't tell me to baby them. I'm their father. So if I want them to do stuff, I'm going to tell them to do stuff. And you just going to have to deal with it. But anyway, that's our blissful moments. And now I know they can cook, so they can cook their own meal. All right, so let's get into the topic of the day. So today we're excited to dive into another deep topic. So what's on the agenda today?
Yeah, so listen, y'all, every Saturday we bring juicy topic here on the Blissology Podcast. Today we talking about jealousy, especially when your man get jealous if their partner, is talking to or hang out with other people. It's a thing, right, babe?
It is a thing, definitely. And it could be a tough one too. So, you know, we've seen it in society. We've heard it in conversation and maybe even felt it ourselves. So let's unpack it together.
That's right.
Let's go into this thing.
Listen, ladies, first off, jealousy is super normal.
Sometimes it doesn't feel normal.
We all feel it sometimes, but when it comes into relationships, it can and does mess things up if you don't deal with it the right way.
I agree.
It is a normal thing, baby. What are you trying to say? It is a normal thing.
Especially when you're talking about men feeling jealous when their wives are simply talking to someone. It could be a coworker, it could be a friend, or it could even be strangers. Now, in defense of men, if your wife is having some type of conversation that seems a bit too friendly,
like, okay,
I think you're well within your rights to feel a certain way. However, I think the key is to recognize where that jealousy is coming from. Because you got to ask yourself, is it rooted in your own insecurities, or is it based on past experiences that you may have had? Maybe the previous person you were with did you wrong, or maybe is it just you fearing that you may lose on that relationship?
True.
So, but yes, jealousy always comes from somewhere.
And actually, was it over the week or sometime last week we were watching this YouTube or this TikTok video?
Oh, that guy had issues. Oh my God,
y'all.
You talking about insecurities? That guy had problems.
Yes.
He was saying that his woman should not even be saying hi to someone.
Hi to the neighbors.
Yes. If the neighbor says something, his woman should just, if she's going out, just walk straight to where she's, just completely ignore anybody.
I feel like that's coming from hurt or that's coming from his own insecurities, right?
Well, that's only coming from it. That man is so insecure that I think whomever that he's with, he's just going to lock this person in a house, provide everything they need. Yeah. And don't let her go anywhere.
Yeah. And listen, to some women out there, they may want that. They may want to have that life. It's a prison. It is a prison. Listen, I would want to be able to say hi to my neighbors, because I do have a lot of nice neighbors around here. I would want to say hi. I would want to go to the stores.
Most of my neighbors are old.
Okay, baby, but they're nice. But they're nice still. They're nice
nothing
neighbors.
Against older folks, I think they're nice people.
They're nice people. So yes, I truly feel like that guy has some major issues. Like whoever that he's dating, whoever that he's with, is definitely gonna have like a crazy life.
Well, yes, and I don't know. I don't know the guy. Just happened to be on a TikTok video, and I saw him expressing how he feels his woman should be. But I think he's got problems.
Yeah, it's like you're locking the person in.
Someone should pray for this guy.
Listen, he needs some major prayer.
Or if he happens to be with someone should pray for that person, because I feel bad for that woman, whoever you may be, if you're with that man.
Yeah.
Listen, let's be real. Society put a lot of pressure on men to be the alpha, to be the person in control, to be the protector. But sometimes that can create some unnecessary tension in relationship.
Listen, nowadays it can. But here's the thing though. Nowadays, it's like, the ladies is like the alpha and they're the one that control most of the things. So therefore, I'm just saying. You know how there's a reverse?
Listen, relationships are the way the people who are in it wants it to be. I'm talking about, the common expectation. Correct. Men are supposed to be the protector, and that does sometimes create some unnecessary tension for us, As men, we're often taught to the need to guard what's ours, and that can come off as being possessive.
Yes.
And that's probably where that guy's coming from, because he feels like I own my woman and my woman shouldn't be talking to anybody else.
You don't own me. Like, first of all, the term you own your person, like you don't own me. I'm entitled to do what I want to do. Just because, you put a ring on it, ladies, okay, come on now, somebody, does not mean that you own the right to hold me hostage, right? Let's be honest here. No, you can't.
Well, I do agree with you, but I can see where that man was coming from. He feels like he owns his woman.
All right.
But you know what? In a healthy relationship, it's not about ownership. It's more about partnership. I think social media makes it a bit harder. And listen, social media keeps coming up in all of our conversations because I think sometimes it's leading people to believe things that are not true. Because one thing that social media allows people is you can easily compare your relationship to other people.
Yes.
Compare your lives with theirs.
Yes.
And sometimes your partner can really get hung on paying attention to what's happening out in social media. And before you know it, those same expectations start being put on your own relationship.
Yes.
And that in itself can bring about some insecurity, especially in us men. Because if that man you've seen faking it in social media is doing this, and now you want me to do it when I have no means of doing it. That could cause some issues internally for me.
Yeah, stress.
And maybe maybe I might take your Facebook and just shut it off.
Well,
yeah, and this is what you have to be cautious as to what you expose yourself to, and that goes for both partners, not just. I mean, we're talking about men, but I think women can experience the same thing as well.
Yes, for sure. So now, baby, let's get a little bit personal here.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, have you ever felt jealous when I'm talking to, other people? Just be honest. Be honest with the audience.
Well, I have to be honest. And listen, there's been moments that I felt a little insecure, especially in the early days. And listen,
okay.
Woman's.
Wait, go ahead, baby. Say it. There's no need for you to mumble. Your woman's looking hot and fine. And there was other eyes around her.
Yes. And listen, I know other people had some interest in my woman, and they can get friendly around her.
Mm-hmm.
And if I see you kind of like giggly and yes. But you know what? I've learned to look inside myself. And obviously that's me growing. In the early days, yes. Now, I didn't act crazy, but I felt a certain way. Mm-hmm. I've grown.
Of course.
And I understand my wife can talk to people. She can have friends. She can hang out with people.
Opposite sex?
Yes. You can have friends.
Like male friends?
Yes. You do have male people that you know. Well, we unusual. We don't have friends that we hang out with, but we have male people. She has people of the opposite sex that she conversates with.
Church people, right?
Church people.
Okay.
What? Church people are men too, right?
It's like,
but I've learned that when I was feeling those ways, it wasn't quite about what she was doing. It was about what was going on internally with me. And yes, during those time, obviously we weren't married yet, so I didn't feel like I own her yet. Now that I do, then it's a lot easier for me to handle it. But yes, it was my insecurities that were manifesting inside of me, making me feel that way. Because listen, when we got together, we made a commitment to each other to respect and do what's right.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're going to run away from people when we come across people that we know, maybe who just want to check in to see how we've been.
Yeah.
I don't have to run away from you just because I know that I'm with someone. I can say hi and ask you how things are and what you've been doing and maybe hold a 5 minutes conversation.
Listen, I think it's the same thing for me too. I've had times where I question certain things, but then I had to kind of like step back, pull back a little bit and realize that, is it me that's doing this or is my husband actually doing something wrong? I mean, I've had my crazy moment, if I'm being honest with you guys.
Oh, you can still do right now. I guarantee if we go somewhere and happen to just...
You had your moment, but let me talk about my moment, okay? I've grown just like you have. So therefore, I'm actually more mature now than when I was in our early stage of relationship or marriage.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Okay, it's 14.
But there's still some maturity more that could happen.
Baby, it's just, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, jealousy is a normal thing. Even Jesus was jealous. It is a normal thing. Yeah. So my thing is, I've had my own insecurities. I had my own,
moments of
because you know how it is.
A hard time.
When a lot happened. A lot happened in church because we were very, very much like church people, and we still are.
Yeah.
We were very, very much like, because how when you're in a youth group, so-and-so have eyes for this person and so-and-so have eyes for this one. Mm-hmm. And there could be two people that have eyes for one person. Mm-hmm. And before you know it, you end up not liking this person because they have eyes for somebody. It's a whole mess. But it's the truth. I mean, we all have that insecurities in us, and we all have that problem. Sometimes you gotta really look back and say, hey, is it me or is this
person really doing something wrong?
Is it really like this man acting crazy? Because sometimes it can be acting crazy and make you feel jealous about certain things, and you're like, wait, why are you doing this to make me feel jealous? Because they be doing that. It's the truth. They do that. They do certain things to make you feel a certain way, to make you feel jealous, to make you feel crazy. And I've had my moment where I'm like, I don't want you to talk to so-and-so because I don't feel, y'all should be talking. And that's it. If I don't like the vibe, I don't like the vibe, especially if I know that if there was something going on. So I don't want the vibe there anymore. That's just how I am. So I say my piece, and I'm honest with you guys. And I felt this way when I was in the beginning of my marriage, in my relationship.
We were in the middle, then we were still feeling that way. And I think
in the middle, babe. No, I don't know about you, but as far as for me, no.
No. Okay.
Unless if he knows something I don't know of. Because, men be having their own little secret that we don't know about. And then they reveal it later on. Like, hey, just so you know. There's always a so you know.
I have no secret. But it's the key to handling this. You got to really learn to separate your own insecurities from what's actually happening.
Yes, I agree.
I know there's been cases where I was blamed for doing something wrong when in fact I was just being me.
Too friendly.
But listen, I understand when you're with someone, you got to control your friendliness. And if you know your person is not quite good with how friendly you can get, just out of respect, you got to control your friendliness.
You'll have to.
And I didn't quite understand that. So let's get practical for a moment. If you're someone who feels jealous or insecure when your partner is interacting, maybe hugging, maybe kissing on the cheek with other people, what can you do?
All right.
No kissing on the cheek for me, by the way.
First of all, as a married man or as a married woman, you should respect yourself enough to not. As far as the kissing part for me, this is a church thing, right? But if it's an older person, then I'm like, okay, it's mommy, it's fine. She could be your mom. You could, give her a hug or like a little pat on the cheek, and then we'll move on. But if it's a young woman that I know, or we know that's in the church, we're not doing that. And I think I mentioned this before. This is something that's not appropriate. Like for me, if I know someone like myself, my age who's married and I respect their husband, I would handshake you like, hey, how you doing? Has the family. But you won't be seeing me like pat on the cheek with the person and like talk to them like, how's it going? How you been? No, has a family, because I respect that you have a family, and I respect knowing that your wife would not have liked me pat with you on the cheek. So therefore, I'm just going to, hey, sir, how you doing? As a family, then move on.
That's CC. That's exactly what she does, and I have to do the same thing too.
But it's just out of respect.
That's exactly what she does. Hey, listen, I have nothing against it. Like I was always the type that, hey, I'm all close, but then I understand that if you're married, I shake your hands and I'm good. But when it comes to dealing with it, obviously we all have certain things that we accept in our relationship. Yes. With Sissy now, I know that no kissy, no huggy. It's shake your hands, how you be. Kissy
sounds weird, baby. Like kissy is for your daughters, right? Like when you say kissy, it just sounds so weird. Like you shouldn't be hugging, more like.
No huggy.
Yeah. Like, listen, it doesn't mean that I don't like you as a person. I just want you to respect my relationship. I want you to respect, this is my husband. You see him now as a husband, as someone's husband, not a friend, not a church member, although we are all church members.
All church members.
But I've seen people where they give hug, they like pat on the back.
I've seen people that give hug, they really hug.
I'm
talking about hug. Now, if I ever hug someone like this, I'm not coming home.
Well, listen, you might as well pack and go because you want more hugs from that person. So if you're a single person like our friends, and you see another single girl, like it's okay if you give them a hug.
And hug out.
If you like when you were single, you would hug someone. I wouldn't have no problem with it because we were just friends at the time. And even when we were like,
I've seen you looked at me from a distance.
Nah.
Even when we weren't together.
No, I didn't. You're making this up now.
Yes, I just made that up. Yeah. But you know what? When it comes to dealing with it, I'd say the first step for anyone is to really become self-aware. Figure out where that feeling is coming from. I tell you, in my case, I was just not quite know where I was, and I wanted to make sure that no one's getting in my way, But you got to ask yourself, are you feeling secure? Are you feeling insecure? And why is that? Is it because of something that may have happened in the past and that caused you to be insecure? Or is it because you haven't built enough self-esteem
Low
to
self-esteem.
be solid on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So look to see what's causing you to be feeling that way.
Yeah.
You know, really ask yourself, why am I feeling this? If this person's just having a conversation, why do I have to start acting up? That's what I think we should all do. When it happens, the first thing is not to just start giving that person a hard time. No, ask them, why am I feeling this way?
Listen, when that happened, we don't get into the why am I feeling this way. We just
I know that.
We just jump to react. We like go into the first mode is to react towards that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and one thing that I've learned in the past where I don't recommend this to anyone who's like in the early stage of dating or if you are married is to don't keep those feelings inside because listen, I've experienced where I've held things in and it was not for my best self at all. Like this really something that you shouldn't be doing. Don't bottle up those feelings because I've done that. Okay. I truly think that you should have like an honest conversation with your partner. Let them know how you truly feel. You know,
Don't accuse them.
listen.
No, don't tell them that you're doing something wrong.
Listen, I've done it in the past. Okay. And I've done it because we were still learning each other. You were learning me that listen, I love my family. I'm very, very, very jealous for my family. I am whether if it's my husband, my kids, my dad, my mom, my brother, his family.
Yeah, she does not discriminate when it comes to jealousy.
I love
If it's someone who's close to her, she's jealous.
Yes, I am. Like if you like looking at my dad and say, "Oh, he's like a gentleman," I'm gonna look at you like, "Listen,
Man, you can't even get compliments from people." Like if someone comes and says, "Well, you get a nice haircut," and I smile, oh, that's not cool.
Like I'd be like, "Why are you smiling?" I have done that. That's not true. I haven't done that, babe. So I haven't done what you just said. No, but I actually have done it where this lady actually said to my dad that you look young and you're such a gentleman and touch my dad's lap. And I look at her like, well, you know, when you look at another woman and you could tell that, okay, you're about to attack me. Yes, I am, because you're disrespecting my mom sitting there by telling, listen, I'm that type of woman. What did your dad do when
she said
he
that?
Just laughed. He just smiled because, you know, men wants to hear that. It's a compliment,
you know?
Listen, men wants to hear that. And that's what sometimes gets them in trouble. That will get you in trouble. Compliments sometimes will get you in trouble. All your dad did was smile and take the compliment and y'all be smiling too much.
Listen, if someone ever tell me I look good, I'm just gonna go.
If someone tells you look good, it's a compliment. You say thank you and then you move on.
Oh, okay. So then I will take my compliment. But listen, all of this can cause
But
issues.
it shouldn't be no smile though. It shouldn't be like, oh, so thank you.
If someone compliments me, no smiling, I'll just say thank you. And then I carry on. Here's the thing. Trust has to be built and you have to nurture it over time. With us here, we've gotten to a level where we trust each other. Although we do, I still have to be cautious as to what I do because I know there's certain things that we kind of agreed is, you know, it's just not normal to do. Like I will not compliment someone on, I will not compliment a lady on anything because it's just not normal for me to do. Cece will have problems.
It's not just Cece. It's like a married woman will have problem with that.
Yes.
You can compliment your mother, mom.
Now, if a lady comes out of a nice car, I can say, that's a nice vehicle. So I can compliment them on things they have.
Well, yes.
But not that your hair's looking lovely today.
Why would you say that?
That's a no.
She's nothing to you. Why would you say your hair is looking nice?
I haven't seen you in dresses. This is a marvelously looking dress.
Okay.
I can't say that.
Why would you even say that? Why? There's certain things that I don't think a man should even think about to say to another woman if you are married.
I agree. Listen, I know sometimes for us men, we can think, yeah, it's no big deal. Something looks good. But I know sometimes what we say can be taken and be understood differently than what we meant.
Absolutely.
So no, I don't compliment anyone on things. And yes, I did the car. Yes, if someone comes out of a nice car, I'm going to say that's a good looking car.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And do you think that it's okay to compliment like another woman though?
No.
Okay.
I don't want them to think that I'm looking at them and I'm paying attention to things.
Because you know that's exactly what's going to happen though, right? Not even thinking about what your wife would say. Because listen, we don't work together. You go to a building and I'm not there. If you compliment a woman, you know they're gonna take it like as a way of you flirting with them.
I'm learning from my woman, and I don't know how women think, but if she says that's how it's taken,
well, yes,
I agree. I'm taking it from her. But at the end of the day, I think when you understand your partner and you trust your partner and you've agreed to certain things that's okay and to certain things that shouldn't be, it makes things a lot easier.
Yes.
No, I don't compliment people. If someone compliments me, I don't even take the compliment. But
people
don't typically find reasons to compliment me anyway.
They shouldn't. You're a dude.
So those have not been issues that I've had to deal with, or have to figure out ways to deal with them in recent time.
Absolutely. And listen, one thing we got to do is to set.
Yeah, I know what my boundaries are.
What is it?
You don't compliment.
Okay,
You don't hug. No kissing on the cheek. Shake hands. No compliments. I think I've got them all. And no touching. No touching. No way. Just no touching.
Are you done?
See, I know my boundaries.
Are you done? What am I?
I don't know. What are yours?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, I never put any boundaries. It's kind of like if you expect something.
I guess I care too much for you.
No. Here's the thing. If you expect something of me, you got to expect the same thing of yourself. Because
expect the same thing?
The things
from
that
me,
she
though?
expect from me, those are things that she expect of herself, and she just put them on me. So it started with.
Do you expect the same thing?
Well, I don't expect you to go and mess with anybody. But you can talk to someone, and if someone gives you a compliment, you can say thank you.
Well, as a lady, we always going to get.
I don't want you to run away from someone if they compliment you.
I will not run away from people that says, "Hey, you look pretty," which I get all the time.
Yes, I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, like
in fact, I feel great when someone said my wife's name. I'm like, yeah, she's my woman.
It's funny that my dad and we had this talk on Tuesday or Wednesday. We were on the phone talking, and he was saying that. When you have a wife, when you have, your girl with you and someone look at her, someone keep looking at her or staring at her, it is a compliment to you because you got something good that somebody's want.
Of course.
I was like, look at you, Blair.
You should feel the same way when someone compliments me.
I don't actually.
Women thinks differently. They think completely differently. But
of course.
But yeah, I my expectations, hey, listen, if you see a friend of yours and they come close, I know you're already going to shake their hands anyway. But if someone happens to, because I don't want you running away like you're afraid of people. But I don't want people interacting with you in the wrong way. Like if a friend hugs you, but they hug you the wrong way, I'll have a problem, but not with you. It's with that friend. They have to respect you. Because I don't want you getting to the point where
a male friend?
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't want you to get to the point where you feel afraid that you're running away from people.
I don't run away from people. They know that I said boundaries.
But if someone hugs you the wrong way, I know you wouldn't welcome it, and I know you probably push them away. But if I'm not going to give you a hard time, but that person needs to know their boundaries. You don't just get them on someone's woman like that.
Yeah.
So my views are slightly different. Now, yes, as a man, I am jealous because I don't want people messing with my woman. If you know who's going to mess with my woman, it's me.
Oh, okay.
In all reality, yes.
Yes.
You count on me for protection. And I know there are bozos out there that may try to take advantage of something. But yes, if someone come up the wrong way on you, it's my responsibility to defend you, not to give you a hard time. Because you don't call that thing on you. You don't call that bad behavior on you. I know you wouldn't. Yeah. But if someone happens to cross that boundary that I set, they have problems with me.
Yeah, see, it's not going to be the same thing for me, though. Because if you cross the boundary, if you actually cross when I said, baby, you shouldn't be doing this, and you go ahead and do it anyway, so I'm going to have to take it with you.
It's problem on me, yes. If someone's coming to hug me the wrong way, I can say, hey, not today or not ever. I can do that, right?
But it's just not nice to be doing that to someone.
Well, listen, if someone knows that I'm married, or if we don't have a relationship of some sort, there's that personal space that you don't get past. Maybe we meet in a professional settings, or even if it's in a church that we meet. If I don't have that kind of relationship with you, you shouldn't be all up on me. So if I tell you, hey, listen, I'm well within my rights to do so.
Yeah. And here's the thing, too. It's not me having insecurities. It's not that at all. Because I have Listen, I don't have low self-esteem. I don't have that. I do have high expectations. That's what it is. I have high expectations of my husband, and he knows, being with someone for a long time, you should know what they comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with. So therefore, would you want to make them happy, or would you want to cause issues, right? And it's not just us. I'm sure there's other ladies out there who may feel the same way, because we feel like sometimes we may tell our spouse, don't do this. It makes me uncomfortable for the safety of my comfort. Don't do certain things. But if you go ahead and do it, then it's actually your fault, because you knew already not to do that, right? But now I don't have low self-esteem. I just have high expectations because of the things that you know already. Does that make sense?
It does.
I think that's the perfect way of explaining it.
I agree.
Yes.
It does. But
and it's public.
I know the things that now I say every couple should have a conversation around what's okay and what's not.
Yeah,
I know we didn't have that conversation. We kind of learned along the way, okay, you don't do this and you don't do that. But now that I know, out of respect and make sure that we're all on the same page, there's certain things that I don't do.
Yes.
Because if I know Cece's uncomfortable with this and I go and do it anyway, that's me disrespecting her. Correct. And our relationship is not based on disrespect.
Yeah.
It's based on mutual respect and understanding.
Correct.
And yes, I had my habits. I've always been a friendly guy, but I have to make sure that I know where the limit is. And not lead anyone to believe that something is more than what it is, because I have this woman to come home to. Now, she's not controlling me.
I'm not.
It's just that we've reached a point where we have mutual understanding and respect for each other. And that's important in a relationship, though. Because if you can't operate at the same level, where you understand what is and what should be and what shouldn't be, you just kind of go and do whatever you want, then you're not in a relationship. You should just be by yourself.
Yeah, because I feel like at the end of the day, you're supposed to protect her.
Oh, absolutely.
So you protect your woman by actually make her feel safe. So I already said what I said earlier about the expectations, and you go ahead and do them anyways. So therefore, I don't feel safe around you. I don't feel safe knowing that when you're out there, you're doing more than
you should.
So baby, now let's, I know we talked a lot about jealousy, right? How do we control it though?
Well,
how do we control? How do we build confidence and stop being jealous?
Well, I can only speak for myself.
Of course.
I'm at the point in our relationship where I made a commitment to myself to do what I think is best for the relationship. And part of that is to understand that I'm with someone who will interact with other people in the world. Yeah. Right? Just because she interacts with others, that doesn't mean that I'm at risk of losing her. But I can say this because I do everything I need to keep her. Well, I'm working on it. We're still missing some of our date nights, but I'm working on it.
Listen,
we've had things that gets in the way of the date nights.
It's September already.
But you know what? I've created an environment where we can live, we can be happy, and I can make sure I cater to her needs, well, most of it for now, because she's got some unusual needs. But I know the environment that we in is an environment where we feel fulfilled and we can be with each other. So if she interacts with someone, I'm not tripping over, hey, my woman is doing something that may cause me to lose her. Because at this point, I've always been someone I've grown to be someone who's very grounded in my abilities and my confidence. So I don't have self-esteem issues. The only thing that may get in there is if I feel like I may be losing her, but I know that I'm already doing the things that I need to do to keep her.
Right.
So I don't give her a hard time, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that Cece can be Cece. Because if she has to keep having, no, man, I can't do this. I can't. What kind of life is this?
Yeah.
She may see a long-time friend that she hadn't seen in a while. Instead of saying, hey, how you doing? Catch up for a few minutes. If she thinks it's going to cause me to act up, she's going to run away.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be this way, because again, this is you putting this person in a prison where they can only do things that you want and nothing that they want.
Right.
So I'm okay. And I think for anyone who wants to get over the jealousy is build confidence in yourself.
Yes.
And remember, your partner's with you and they chose you for a reason.
Absolutely.
Which means unless you do something to get them to pick up and leave, they will not leave you.
Right. Right.
And just seek to understand them more. Because if your partner is someone who's a family person, they're a friendly person.
Yeah.
It's okay for them to interact with other people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just because they're interacting with other people, that doesn't mean they're cheating. No.
Well,
Now, obviously, if every weekend your girl is going out to whatever club that may be, you should have some issues with that, unless you're going with her.
Would you let me go out to movies and with girlfriends and stay out past 1 o'clock?
Well, you have kids. Why would you want to be staying out past 1 o'clock?
If the movie happens to be long and I'm still out.
Hey, listen. If you go out,
would you have any intention?
If you go out with,
in mind?
If you go out with your ladies and you happen to get caught up and you happen to stay out later, that happened once. Hey.
Happens twice.
We'll have a chat, because if that's not what we plan, and we have kids, you're no longer a teenager or a single woman. Listen, just like if it was me that went out and I'm out, Chris, yes, as a couple, we'll talk about it. That doesn't mean I'm going to give you a hard time right off the bat, but if it becomes something that becomes a repetitive thing.
Right.
Because we're at the stage in our relationship where we understand that if I go and do something, I'm putting what we have at risk. And she understands that if she goes and does something, she's putting what we have at risk. Both of us are Capricorn. We can move away from things pretty easy.
Listen.
Right? Now, when we're committed, we're committed.
Yeah.
But when we're not committed because some craziness happened, we're not. So we can easily shut people up.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And so we all know what's at risk. And yes, I may be friendly, but that's where it stops. Nothing else will happen. In fact, everything I do, wherever I am, I always look forward to be home, because home is my safe place. I'm at work, I'm coming home. I go to the store, I'm coming home. I go on a trip, I'm coming home. Because home is my safe place. That's where my kids are. That's where my wife is. And this is this is what I keep with me wherever I go. Yeah. Because I know that home has everything I need.
Yeah, I agree. That was really nice, babe. That was really nice. And I think it's also good to celebrate each other's, independence, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So we don't tie. I'm not hanging around with you 24/7. We're not hanging around 24/7.
We hang out a whole lot. We do hang out.
We're not tied with each other.
No, we're not. But we do a lot of things together, though.
We do.
We do.
The good thing about us, like honestly speaking, is we don't really have like separate friends. We don't have separate friends. I mean, that's like, my time is I go get my pedicure, manicure. That's my time alone. I go do my light shopping, Sephora or Ulta. Those are my time alone. His is Home Depot. And I truly feel like those are like your moment, your time.
Yeah, we unlike most people who's got tons of friends that they go and hang out with. Listen,
or friends come to the house and hang out.
We're Capricorn. We can enjoy ourselves by ourselves.
We homebodies for a reason, and God put us together for a reason.
I don't crave having people around. If I do, we're gonna have we're gonna have fun. But if I happen to just be alone, I'm okay too.
There's a reason why God gave me a Capricorn man. Because I remember, y'all, listen, long story short, back home when I was a little kid, I had friends, school friends, right? I would go school, come home, and do my homework, eat lunch or dinner, whatever it was, and I would go to sleep until the next morning. I would shower, go to sleep. I would not go into anyone's house and hang out. And I'm always like on the couch sleeping until my mom is like, it's time for you to go to bed, and pick me up and go upstairs and go to sleep. So there's a reason why God gave me a Capricorn.
I was very different when I was little. I had kids that we hung out with.
Well, the point I was trying to make is that because we very much homebody, we don't really we don't have friends that come to the house and hang out. Because the only people that come to the house is just our parents, and that's about it, or family members. So
so hobbies, yes, there's things that I do that I waste time on. I just feel good about doing them, And projects, I work on that stuff.
Yes.
But, if I'm with someone, I'm good. But if I'm by myself, I'm good as well. But you know what? Understanding that's where we are, it allows us to really trust each other. And we make sure that we communicate at any given moment.
Absolutely.
Although sometimes I think Cece harassed me when I'm working on my stuff. She keep harassing me, finding out how much longer it's going to be.
Listen.
Sometimes she doesn't quite understand that some of the things I do can go very long.
Hours. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm too busy creating content now for me to worry about you.
Good. I appreciate that.
Yeah. As a content creator, I'm too busy
that's what
creating
she
content.
says. If I'm gone for like 3 hours, she will come in the garage and find out what I'm doing.
Well, yeah. I'll make sure you're okay.
Yeah. Listen, something that's very important is we have to make sure we let each other know how much we appreciate them. I know we've talked about jealousy and how the things that we got to do to deal with it and being confident in ourselves and so forth. But I think letting each other know how much we appreciate being around and having each other in our lives, it's very important because that gives them affirmation that you trust them and you love them and you feel good being with them.
That's right.
So if someone were to develop any jealousy, just you reaffirming to them, you my guy, you my girl.
Yeah.
I see my life is yours. And you wouldn't know how much that I appreciate being with you. That in itself will help this person put that jealousy away. So
I'm still waiting for the love letter.
I don't write letters. I can have ChatGPT make ones for you.
No, it's not the same.
But every chance you have. Now I'm not talking about just make it up and just say it because you feel like saying it. No, make sure it's genuine. Let this person know how much you appreciate them.
Yes.
Compliment them as much as you can.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, those are the things that's going to help reassure this person that, yeah, I mean, I've had a chat with that person, but you're still my person.
That's right.
And I'm always coming home to you.
Yes.
Now, Cece knows that as long as God keeps me alive, I'm always coming home to her.
Amen to that.
I don't care what I run into.
Listen.
I'm coming home.
Listen to his safe.
Yes.
To what you said earlier?
Home is my safe place.
Home to his safe place.
That's where everything I'll ever need resides.
Oh,
so
that's a quote right there, baby.
I know. So we've already established that jealousy is normal.
Yes.
But it's how you deal with it that matters.
That's right.
I
agree.
Don't let jealousy take the fun out of your life.
Yes.
Don't let jealousy cause you to mistreat your partner and accuse them of doing things that they're not. When you see things from a distance, it's never really what you think is happening is actually happening. Learn to ask questions before passing judgment.
Listen, I'm still working on that.
But it's important. Learn to ask questions.
Yes.
Or maybe take a moment. Or maybe if it's a conversation, maybe join in on the conversation.
Yeah.
Not in a way to say, hey, stop. No. You can learn something. But ask questions. That's very important.
Absolutely.
Ask questions before you blame. If you're dealing with anything in your relationship where you feel like you're getting jealous, maybe take a second, ask yourself why. Why are you feeling jealousy? Where is it coming from? I guarantee you, if you take that second to ask yourself, you'll find that the reason, for the most part, not always, because there are people out there that do unusual stuff, but most likely you'll find that it's because of how you're feeling that's causing you to feel jealous. So I'm hoping that you enjoyed this episode that we've just shared quite a bit about dealing with jealousy and how experiences that we've had with jealousy. And I guarantee you, I'm bound to feel jealous about something, but when that happens, I'm going to do exactly the thing that I asked you to do. Take a step back and ask yourself why. So we hope this podcast has given you some insight and maybe some ways to deal with your jealousy issue. But we'd like to hear if you've done something different than what we've talked about, or maybe if you're dealing with something right now. I'd like for you to share. Just leave it in the comments. We appreciate it. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share this podcast. There may be someone out there who can benefit from this to save their relationship. So until next time, see you. Peace.